This is Gabriel Sarah, and today is the 10th of December at 4:33 a.m. Now 4:34 a.m. And today I have a sore throat. I'm gonna start tapping because I have a sore throat, and I know where it comes from. I know where it comes from. And I have a sore throat from emotionally eating. I have been eating processed shit foods in the last few days. And because I've been eating processed shit foods in the last few days, there's probably more inflammation in my body. My body has more to process. And in the result of having more to process, I now have more of like this backup feeling, this congestion. And my throat hurts. My throat hurts. I've been sneezing. There's a part of me that doesn't want to admit that I am sick. There's a part of me that is resisting that, and I understand that, and I'm very aware of that part. But I need to keep tapping. So, on the 23rd of September of this year, 2025, my daughter was forcefully removed from our custody. She was removed from our custody because we said no to a non-life-saving surgery for her eyes. It was an elective planned surgery. The chief ophthalmologist at the hospital here in Austria said, I'm legally required to tell you that you have to do the surgery, but it is your right to say no. It is your, so what does that even mean? And that happened in August with the whole surgery thing. My daughter was in Italy. She was born in Italy. She was transferred over to a hospital in Austria. And ever since she was transferred to that hospital in Austria, that is a fucking terrible hospital with terrible fucking doctors and terrible staff that fucking tell you one thing, and then what do? They call Child Protective Services on you, claiming that you're negligent. So we're negligent because we denied a fucking surgery. Meanwhile, my daughter was born extremely preterm, May 1st, 2025 of this year at 24 weeks old. She was in the NICU in Italy. We said yes to all the life-saving interventions and all that stuff. Because she needed oxygen support, she needed all these things to breathe and to live, etc. So you are telling us that we are negligent. You're telling us that we are endangering our child's life. When you have told us, number one, do your own research. Number two, you denied us all written paperwork that we had requested, which, from what I understand, should be a violation of patient rights. But I guess fucking Austria does whatever the fuck they want to do because they, once upon a time, they allowed a Heinrich Himmler, a fucking Adolf Hitler to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Take kids away from their homes, fucking interbreed them with the Germans, fucking go ahead and kill people, take them to concentration camps. We're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do. We're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do. No, you're not gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do. And so as a result of all of this, as a result of this whole entire situation of, being stressed, being traumatized, like this is fucking traumatizing. I've been through enough traumatic experiences in my life. Big T traumas, little T traumas. So now this is it's huge. It's so traumatizing. And as a result of this experience, I noticed that I'm trying to cope with this as best as I can. I noticed that I'm trying to cope with certain things in a certain way that may not be constructive. And it may not be constructive um, to eat certain foods. But that's what I've been doing because I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. If you want to say I take drugs with, like iboga and LSD and magic mushrooms, sure. Okay, fine. 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 I do that for the purposes of number one, my own self therapy, my own mental health work. Number two, to expand my consciousness, to really do my best to make a sincere effort to rewire my identity, to ensure that I can see life, I can see things from a different state of consciousness. Because for me, right now, how I see it is, wow, the world has a lot of evil, silly, stupid idiots running a lot of things that don't work for people like me. It doesn't work. It does not work. And I understand the mass of mankind is in this era where we are transitioning, all collectively, where we are transitioning into a different plane of existence, a different earth. Some people call it the new earth. I understand that. But this pain in my throat, yesterday morning, I woke up with this pain in my throat. And it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And today I started to, sorry, I lost my thought here. And last night, when Emma and I came back from our walk, I started to tap because I started to get triggered with this sore throat pain. And what I realized about this sore throat pain is that what I realized about this sore throat pain is that, oh man, fuck. What I realized about this sore throat pain is that it's connected to this emotional eating. This traumatic experience with the whole custody removal thing. This thing really, really got me. And for a few weeks, for up to like 4 weeks, I could not sleep properly. I was having these really bad bursts of anger. I still am having these, these moments where I just start like screaming as I tap because I'm trying to really let all this stuff out and get it out and be at peace with this somehow. And it's hard to breathe. And I just hate being sick. I hate this feeling of being sick. I absolutely hate this feeling. I absolutely hate this feeling. And if I'm sick, I absolutely hate it. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. It drives me, it just, it makes me feel like, fuck, I'm losing a day here. And I hear these voices in my head telling me, rest, telling me to rest, telling me to rest. And I am going to do that because I think that's the smartest thing to do. And I'm going to recharge my batteries. I'm going to sharpen my blade after this. And that's fine. It's just losing that day. It's just losing that deep work session. It could have moved me closer to where I want to be. And because I was tapping last night, I realized, okay, this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm very aware that I caused this sore throat for myself. I am eating more processed foods right now. I'm using the excuse that it's the holiday season, which is not an excuse, not a good excuse. It's a poor, terrible excuse. And I'm allowing myself to eat this processed bullshit. Why? Because I want comfort. I want comfort. And I also want the calories, right? So it's twofold, right? On the surface, it's I need the calories to have the right energy for my day. I'm making all these excuses. Oh, Hema, you told me, you said you're going to be cooking for us, but yet you're making this food that is like, it's not going to sustain me because it's not enough calories. And then on the deeper surface of it, it's the emotional eating, because when I was homeless, 12 years old, no money for food. Months before being homeless, Yolanda Sarah, she was fired from her job. She calls it being placed on an involuntary leave of absence. That makes her feel better, but she's in denial. Regardless of however you want to put it, you were terminated from your job, Yolanda Sarah. Just get over it. And then that memory that I had at between 11 and 12 years old, after she lost her job, after she was fired, let go, placed on involuntary leave of absence, whatever makes you feel better, boo-boo. There was a time where I would go walk 2 miles after school every day to pick up like a Tupperware of food like this, that size, and maybe about like this high or something like this, right? And that would be split between the both of us. And I just remember that there was this time where she was angry with her mother. And so she took it out on me. She used me to get back at her mother. And she said something like, you're not going to go and pick up this food. We're going to starve. Right. And then she just looks at me, and like I remember, and I see this kind of like this image in my head, in my third eye, in my imagination of her. And I see her head, her big fat head. That's all. I don't see anything else. I just see her head, and I see her saying, we're going to starve. You're not going to go anywhere. We're going to starve. And so for 3 days, she forced me to not eat. She forced me to just drink water between the age of 11 and 12 years old. Should motherfucker, should not have Child Protective Services taken me away for that? I make sure the bills are paid here. I make sure that I had health insurance for her and our daughter. I made sure of all of that. I made sure that we had all the things saved up for a car, got all this shit. And you have the audacity to call us negligent fucking parents? We said yes to life-saving interventions? You motherfucking pieces of ass. You fucking pieces of shit. And I get it, not all doctors are like this. I hope not. I hope not. The ones that we encountered were. The ones that we encountered worked for the state of Austria. So they have a responsibility not to the patient, but to Austria, because that is who is writing the checks. And that was the emphasis of the chief ophthalmologist. You can say no. It's your right to say no. But I have a responsibility because it's a liability. It's a legal issue. Okay, fine. But why the fuck then would you say, hey, if you deny this, why wouldn't you not say this? if you deny this, if you decline this, we're going to call Child Protective Services on you. And then after that, you have fucking doctors threatening Hemba to say, hey, if you don't come to this checkup, which is not mandatory, we're going to fucking call Child Protective Services on you. All of that is there. All of that is fucking documented. And then the fucking family judge, there's only one fucking family judge in all of Wolfsburg. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Wolfsburg, Austria. One fucking judge doesn't look at any of that shit. Just sides with Jugendamt, just sides with fucking medical. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck is going on? And this sore throat exists because I am still trying to mentally process all of this. I'm still trying to mentally process all of this fuck. On top of which, I am now emotionally eating. I'm emotionally eating to feel some type of positivity or to feel some type of pleasure or something, because this has been a fucking crazy, terrible experience. Fuckers, you motherfuckers. And I just keep thinking to myself, like, you have to really either be really, really stupid to ignore all of the evidence or all the research that I provided you, or you have to be evil. One of the two. One of the two. One of the two. It's very hard to go through this experience. And I know that I'm going through this experience for a reason. Maybe there's other families, there's other parents, dads, moms that are going through this shit. And it's terrible. And my heart goes out to the people that this is happening to. This is not. And then you wonder, and then you fucking wonder, why is it the kids have so much anxiety? Why is it that there's so much? Because motherfucker, like, it starts in the home, it starts in the family. It's just that simple. If you raise children to feel safe and to be grounded and their nervous system regulated and all that stuff, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to be all right. I was doing some research last night with ChatGPT after I took a hot bath because I was, again, my throat was in pain. I was feeling like shit. And I did some research with ChatGPT because I was thinking to myself, okay, what would have been the statistics or the odds of me making it out of the environment that I made it in? I grew up in Brooklyn, New York City, around the time in the 90s, 2000s, where, you know, I went to school with Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, DDP, all that stuff. And, you know, kids were being drug dealers to make money to buy Jordans, all that stuff, right? So I grew up without a dad, a single mom, lost her job, we were homeless, relatives on disability or public assistance, and it seems like all of them have mental health issues, and I'm now in that fucking category because of all this bullshit. So the likelihood of me, someone like me, making it out of there is an outlier. And according to, again, ChatGPT, you want to say, oh, it's inaccurate. It's inaccurate. It's inaccurate. Yeah, so are humans. So are fucking humans. Humans are very inaccurate too. What are you saying? According to ChatGPT, the more traumatic experiences someone has earlier on in their life, the higher the likelihood that it will affect them long term in their adult life, and the higher likelihood that it would affect them from, you know, it affects their income, it affects their quality of life, etc., etc. So I know this. I know this. And I don't want that for my daughter. I don't want that for my daughter. And all of this throat pain is linked to this emotional eating. Had I been eating the things that I needed to be eating, more high alkaline, foods, more balanced pH foods, because my diet was dialed in over the summer just before Soraya, my daughter, came to Austria. Just before, my diet was dialed in, my work was dialed in, I was focused, and now I am I'm struggling. I'm struggling, and my system didn't necessarily fall apart. It's just that I stopped working it, and I got to get back to it. And there's just these moments where it's like I'm now distracting myself from opening up the deep working procedure SOP, and I'm having these moments where I'm feeling off, feeling off. According to ChatGPT here, why am I emotionally eating? You're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating because your nervous system is scared, overwhelmed, and grieving. Real drivers, you're trying to self-soothe. Bingo. Food releases dopamine and serotonin. Your system is trying to balance pain with discomfort. Let's put this on the big screen here. Your system is trying to balance pain with discomfort. You're regulating abandonment trauma, childhood emotional abandonment, mother absent, father absent, current separation from Soraya, old wound reactivated. Nervous system says, am I alone again? Am I not safe? You're regulating powerlessness. When life feels out of your control, food is something you can control. Yeah, I'd also noticed that too. There's patterns where whatever I can control, I'm trying my best to control that more. So there's that part of me that needs to give up control. Okay, and it has a problem with giving up control. You're trying to numb emotions, rage, grief, helplessness. Food blunts the emotional charge. Your throat soreness links to suppressed expression. You're swallowing truth instead of expressing it. You're holding back emotions. You're spiritually not speaking your voice. I don't know how true that one is. Why this is trauma, not bad habits. Trauma isn't the event. Trauma equals the stored survival response that never completed. So emotional eating, your nervous system saying, I can't feel this. I need protection right now. You're not weak. You're in nervous system rehab. And tapping is rehab. It unpacks the emotion instead of suppressing it. Sore throat, psychology link. A sore throat often appears when you're swallowing emotions instead of expressing them. You feel voiceless or silenced. You're carrying grief, sadness, rage. You're carrying emotional pressure. Plain language, your throat is tired of holding pain that hasn't been spoken. Okay. So today, I don't have it. I'm not 100% right now. And I need to have something to just get through this. So I already have my scripts generated with ChatGPT that I can go off of, and then I have my own custom freestyle thing that I incorporate into my tapping. And yeah, I'm not gonna use this one today. I'm not gonna use this one today. I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna be with this one. I am emotionally eating right now. And because I'm emotionally eating, I'm eating things that are not for my greatest and highest good. And I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. Oh, there we go. There. Now my hair doesn't look so shit. Where was I here? Okay. You know what? Let's start with the EFT karate chop point. Let's start with this one. Not feeling 100% today. Well, let's start here. Even though I'm eating to feel safe, I choose to accept how I feel and I'm open to healing. Even though I'm eating to feel safe, I accept how I feel and I am open to healing. Even though I'm eating to feel safe, I accept how I feel and I am open to healing. This sore throat. This sore throat. My throat really hurts. It's so hard to swallow. It's hard to breathe. It's cold in this room. When I exhale, I can see the frost. I can see the frost. I can see the frost. And it's cold. And I'm tired. And I've been emotionally eating. I've been emotionally eating. And I've been using this time as an excuse. It's the end of the year. It's the end of the year. It's the holiday season. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. I'm just going to have these cookies. I'm just going to have this fast food because it's the end of the year. I miss my daughter and it's been a rough year. And I'm using that as the justification to eat like shit. Now, I'm not saying every meal I'm eating like shit. I'm saying that whenever I do go to see my daughter in that visitation center that we only have 90 minutes for, 90 fucking minutes, when when the research and the science, the science, the fucking medical science that we have researched, that I have researched, has indicated that someone like Soraya, my daughter, requires skin to skin contact, kangaroo care. She requires her mother's breast milk. And it still drives me. I don't know. I have no words. So I have words for it, and they're words of anger. And I don't choose to be angry. And I notice that those are prompts, those are quotes imprinted from the outer world. I have no words to describe how ridiculous this is. It's fucking ridiculous. It's so mind-boggling. And I am doing my best to process this. I'm doing my best to be in a good state about this. And actually, just eating this food is causing my own suffering. Eating this food is causing my own suffering. It's causing me to feel this temporary relief. But as a result, I am stuffing my face with bullshit that is not for my greatest and highest good. I am stuffing my face with bullshit that is not in my greatest and highest good. And then that causes me to have a weaker immune system. And as a result, I am eating terrible shit processed food. Yes, I'm very fortunate I get to eat food. Yes, because I know that there are people all over the world that don't. Yes, I'm aware of this. First world problems. Yeah, I understand. I understand. But tell me, wouldn't it be better to fast or to not have food and you be in a very peaceful and beautiful state about it versus eating food from a traumatized state, from a discordant state? You tell me. And I have been there where there was no money for food and I was forced to not eat. No option. Okay? No option. But either which way, this feeling, this desire to eat food. This is going to be a whole nother topic too, because this is all connected, and this all connects to trading, to all this stuff. Eating this food, eating this food. I'm eating this food to numb myself. I'm eating this food to feel better about my life. Sure, I exercise. Sure, I make sure that I move my ass. Okay, fine, no problem. But this food, there's just something about this food where it's just like, hey, I want to have a good time. And I associate eating food that is not for my greatest and highest good with having a good time. So isn't there something mentally wrong with that? Is there not a mental sickness behind that? I'm eating this food. And it's not just one place. It's, for example, this past Saturday, we went to one restaurant and then we went to another place and then we went to another place. And we spent like 3 to 4 hours eating. 3 to 4 fucking hours eating. It wasn't even that great. It wasn't even that great. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best food I've ever had in my fucking life. No, it was not. No, it was not. I'm grateful. God, really, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the food that I eat every day. I'm so grateful that we have cash to eat food. I'm really, really, really grateful because I know what it is like to go days without eating. And sometimes not by choice. Sometimes by choice, yes. Sometimes by choice. Sometimes I have chosen to go days without eating, 3, 4 days, 5 days without eating, and just going on the water fast. Yes. And those are good. Those are good. But the times where you don't eat because you don't have money and you're hungry and you are growing up and you're a teenager and your body's growing and you need those calories, that's when it's not fun. That's when it's not a good time. That's when it's not good. So yeah, that's me. That's where I am right now. That's where I am right now. And this fucking situation with my daughter being taken, I was very excited to be a dad. I was very, very excited. I was genuinely, holy wow, this is there's no words for me to describe how excited I was. I grew up with no biological father around, and I felt like, wow, this motherfucker doesn't want me, whatever, whatever. Okay. I knew that I wasn't going to be that for my daughter. And now I'm excited. We're renting a house. It's an old fucking house, but it's still a house nonetheless. You know, we have love, we have each other, etc. We're talking about, hey, like, let's really, bring in this family spirit here, and then you fucking take her away. And I get it, it's between me and you, God, and there is just me and you. It's just me and you, God. But man, what the fuck? What the fuck? Taking away an infant baby from their parents. That's gotta be, that has to be in the future illegal, and that has to be in the future criminal, and that has to in the future be fucking, man. And you call that the standard of care, to take away a fucking little infant baby from their parents? Not even dogs and cats, when they have when they're developing, there's a strict time where you say, okay, no, you gotta let them be with their mom. You gotta let them be and fucking get nurtured and all that stuff. And you took that, you fucking out of the world. You humans, you took this away. And I wouldn't even say that it's a good thing. It's just not isolating to know that there are other people here in Austria that are going through this, and it's not comforting necessarily, but it's like, okay, so this isn't just us, to know that people in those positions of authority, and I fucking say that so loosely because I do not recognize your authority. I do not. I only recognize God's authority at this stage. Fuck you. Fuck that. But people with their perceived authority coming from a place of force, it's it's like, okay, it's not good to know, but I guess that's the best word that I could say it. It's good to know that there are people in those positions of authority getting either arrested or fired, or one of the two is about to happen to them because they have abused their authority, because they have been doing shady shit. And this is happening here in Austria. Yeah, I'm fucking saying it. I'm exposing it, motherfucker. I'm exposing it. I'm going to do my part to expose all this. Yes, just like that organization here in Austria that is documenting and sharing all these stories of these parents that are having their kids taken away. And for some of the most bizarre reasons, some of the most bizarre fucking reasons. So I know I'm not going to fucking be here. I'm not going to raise my kids here in a country where you have to fucking walk on eggshells and fucking avoid fucking saying certain things and censoring yourself and not being authentic and fucking saying no when you really had to have said, yes, we'll do the fucking surgery. We'll do the surgery because you're going to fucking threaten. You're going to fucking call. You're going to call, you can knock, and you already know that because the way the system is, the way that it is, they're just automatically going to fucking take away the kid. That's what's going to happen. So it is good to know that there is this abuse of authority happening in Austria, and it's good to know that we're not the only ones that this is happening to. It's good to know that we're not alone, and it's good to know also from research that I've done previously with Chat GPT, with artificial intelligence, who can be inaccurate just like humans, so it doesn't fucking matter, that the EU has a lot of cases of children getting forcefully removed from the home, custody moved from the parents, and even some of these kids never returning back home. And that is terrifying. That's basically like legalized fucking child trafficking. And there's books on this where kids are getting taken away from the home, they're getting thrown into the system, rushed into foster homes, and then they go into adoption. And then who knows what the story is that they're being told. Oh, the parents were negligent. The parents were negligent. What the fuck does that even mean? And you're using these languages, you're using these words to justify this. You're really using these words to justify this. Meanwhile, it costs like $20,000 plus probably to adopt a kid. And you gotta go through all these hoops and bounds just to adopt a kid, one kid. And then on top of that too, I heard as well, like some kids, they're worth more than others based on the color of their skin. So a black kid, for example, is going to be sold for less than a white kid or than an Asian kid. What the fuck? Or a Spanish kid. What the fuck? What the fuck? And this is really legal. This is really how the world works. It is disgusting. But I choose to look at this and I choose to see, okay, I am emotionally eating. I have this pattern of emotional eating. I'm aware of it. And I have this emotional eating. And it's been especially triggered during this time because it's the holiday season. I wish for my daughter to be here. No, you didn't. There was a part of you that was saying during the summer, I don't want her to be here because it's cold in here and I don't want her to be cold. So maybe I manifested this situation. Maybe I did. Well, I want my fucking daughter. I want my daughter back now. I want my daughter back. Yes, I do want my daughter back now. I want her back. My body hurts. I'm fucking tired. I heard that voice in my head. Says, oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do this live stream. But I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here doing this. I'm here doing this because I'm very sincere about unfucking myself. I'm very sincere about providing for my family. I'm very sincere about getting back on track with trading. And I've been in this period of my life where this period of my life has been so, it's just been so confronting. It's like you just have the outer world right there at your doorstep. And you can't escape that. Can't escape it. Been confronted with something. And I have two options. Either fucking be a little bitch, a little punk, and just accept it for what it is, or I can do something about it. And I'm choosing to do something about it. I'm going to do my best to expose this. And I need the resources for that. I need the resources. I need the financial resources. I need the people, the human resources, the financial resources, the spiritual resources. Because no child should be taken away from their parent unless there is like a really like, wow, you're fucking beating this kid and etc. 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 You know? But other than that, like, hey, look, I want to hope and say that there are a lot of parents that are doing their best. I want to say that, and I want to believe that. I want to believe that. And that this whole child protective services thing, I want to believe that there's part of me that wanted to believe that, let me see it from their side and let me think, okay, they're trying to, protect these kids or whatever. But then to hear all this shit about, no, there's a lot of cases where for the fucking silliest of reasons, the most absurd of reasons, kids are getting taken away from their homes. And there's something about that that gets me so angry. There's something about that it just feels internally so wrong because I think kids are a source of innocence, maybe. And I think, like, hey, look, especially an infant, like, maybe they have past lives, maybe whatever, whatever. I don't, who the fuck cares? In this life, they are new. In this life, they are fresh. And that is time that they should be with their parents. What kind of a society has been created where you really think that it's okay and it's justified to take away a child, an infant baby, from their fucking parents? Who the fuck does this? Who? Who? Who on God's green earth thinks that this is okay? It's fucking bizarre. It boggles my fucking mind that you think that this is okay, that this is the thing to do. This is not the thing to do, motherfucker. It's not. And this pain in my throat. This pain in my throat. Maybe I've said too many fucks. Maybe that's why I got the pain in my throat. Maybe I've said too many shits. Maybe I've cursed too much, and that's why I have the pain in my throat. Okay, fine. No problem. No problem. I wish I could stop cursing. But you know why I can't stop cursing? Because I'm fucking traumatized. I'm fucking traumatized. I said it. This has been a very traumatic experience. It's been incredibly traumatic. And it's hard to deal with sometimes. But I'm not going to escape reality. I'm not going to be in denial. I'm going to say what happened. They fucking took my kid. And they said, hey, look, you either give us your kid or we're going to fucking take your kid by force. They handed us these court orders. And they took away our daughter. And ever since then, I've really been trying to get myself untraumatized. I've really been trying to unfuck myself from this traumatic experience. It's been really traumatic. I'm just being honest with myself. I'm just being really, really honest with myself. What is this shit? Can I not sign into chat here? All right, whatever. It's been really traumatizing. Oh, that's a process. It's been really traumatizing. I'm seeking this food. That's not for my greatest and highest good. I'm seeking this food to comfort myself. And is this gonna help me long term? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I feel it. I feel it in my throat. I'm not showing up at my best. And I slid into this little slope, you know? And now I gotta go through this dip thing where I get myself back up to where I was and in peak cognitive form. And I don't feel like I'm that. I don't feel like I'm that. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm that right now. I feel like I miss my daughter. And I feel like this is a wrong situation. I can take responsibility for it though. I can see how it is my fault. And I don't choose to feel sorry for myself. I am not a victim. I'm not a victim. And I know that there is this part of me that wants to control things. But I ultimately understand there's a lot of things that are out of my control. Like when I place a trade, I can click buy, sell, or do nothing. When I actually do put money on a trade, on a position, it's out of my control. I don't know where the fuck it's gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna go up, down, sideways, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Because you think it could go one way and then it just goes completely opposite way. It could, and that's happened. Okay, fine. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna limit my risk and I'm just gonna fucking work on the next one. And I think maybe this is what this situation has taught me or helped me to reinforce is that, hey, look, there is a lot of shit that's out of your control. I already know that. I already know that at this stage of my life. There's a lot of things that are out of your control. There's a lot of spooky action, spooky magic, whatever you want to call it in the world. Just do your part to hold great love in your heart, Gabriel. Just do your part to release all the anger inside of you. Release all the fear. Release all the doubt. Release everything that has kept you stuck at a lower vibration. Keep showing up and working on yourself every day. And pray to God, and love yourself, and have compassion for yourself. And that's it. That's all I can do at this stage of my life now. I think. Show up with a smile on my face. Show up and just be consistent. And that's all I'm doing right now. I'm just showing that I can be consistent. I'm just trying to prove to God that, hey, look, God, I can be consistent. You want me to do this thing? Okay. I want it to be hidden. I just would rather focus on trading. But you want me, God? You want me? Really? You want me? This face with the fucking ball sacks under my eyes? You want me to go and do this channel? Okay. Fine. 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 No problem. I will do that. I will do that. I just told you I'm going to do it my way. And I'm going to do it with as much love as I can. I choose to be in a peaceful state. I choose to be in a peaceful state. I choose to be in a very peaceful state about this. I miss my daughter. It hurts. I want to get back to trading. I feel like I can't. I feel like I have this internal block. I feel like I have this internal block. I'm scared. And I'm just being honest with myself. I'm scared here. What if I fuck this up? What if I build this system and it doesn't work? And there's this doubt because I've never done it before. I've never done it before. And I'm doing my best to give a voice to this stuff. I'm really doing my best to give a voice to all of this stuff and to how I feel. Doing the best that I can. And it's tough. It's not easy. My head hurts right now. My nose is stuffed. My throat hurts. I want to go back to sleep. I feel like I can't though. I feel like I have to move my ass and I have to do something. I want some tea. I want something warm. I want something warm because it's cold in here. This soreness in my throat. Even though I have this soreness in my throat, I noticed that it actually feels better now. It doesn't feel so intense anymore. It feels a little bit easier, actually. It does feel a little bit easier. Feels a little bit easier to swallow now. I still feel it a little bit, and it's still uncomfortable to swallow, but I don't feel it so much anymore. I don't feel it so much anymore. I don't. This throat, this pain in my throat, yeah, it feels comfortable, much more bearable than it did before. So that's good. Maybe by tomorrow it'll be probably 50% gone. Maybe I can just keep tapping on this. I feel much lighter now, actually. I actually do feel way more relief. I feel way more relief now. Feels pretty good, actually. Wow. That was the first time I could swallow in the last 24 hours without that severe pain. When I woke up this morning, there was a lot of pain in my throat. Now there's not so much. I'm aware that the pain in my throat, I caused it. I caused my own suffering. And I don't choose to have suffering in my life. I don't choose to create my own suffering in my life. It doesn't make any sense. Why would I create my own suffering in my life? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to cause my own suffering. So why would I want to do that to myself? Why would I want to eat like shit? Why would I want to put poison in my mouth? Why would I want to consciously put poison in my mouth, knowing that the food that gets produced in quite a few restaurants has all these sauces and all these chemicals that have the fucking dextrose and the maltose and the fucking xanthan gum and the fucking tooth fairy and the fairy dust, whatever the shit is. Why would I want to do that to myself? Why? And I'm aware that I was emotionally eating. And that's what caused this pain in my throat. It's the holiday season, and I'm using that excuse of, I don't do this often. Let me eat these cookies. Let me eat at this restaurant. It's nice maybe once in, every couple of years or something, or months, but this doesn't do it. This is not the way to do it. And outside, I'm not saying I do this every day. I do not, because that's fuck that. That is a waste of time. That is a waste of money. That is deteriorating my health. I do not do that. I value my health. I have a high standard for myself and my health and well-being. And I don't choose that. I don't choose that at all. There's pain in my throat. It's like 70% better now. This pain in my throat is about 70% better now. And all I did was just tap on what was going on. I have this headache. It feels uncomfortable. I need to lay down. And I'm going to lay down for this. And I choose to use the violet flame right now for support. And I say, violet flame, violet flame, violet flame, dissolve, consume, annihilate, and obliterate all discord and sickness from my body, mind, feeling, world, and spirit, from the collective consciousness, from every heart and mind across the universe. Blaze forth your perfection. Blaze forth your violet fire love throughout the entire cosmos, purifying and restoring optimal health and well-being to every heart and mind across the universe, to every vessel. Thank you. And in the name of God and my mighty I am presence that I am, I command, declare, and decree that I am in optimal health and well-being now. In the name of God and my mighty I am presence that I am, I command, declare, and decree that I am in optimal health and well-being now. In the name of God and my mighty I am presence that I am, my great divine spirit team, subconscious mind, and the great white brotherhood of the highest vibrational frequency and consciousness who love and support me unconditionally with your unconditional love and support. In your names, I command, declare, and decree that I am in optimal health and well-being now. I am in optimal health and well-being now. I am energized. I am ready to go. I choose to feel good. And so it is, and so it was. Thank you. 3 deep breaths in. Exhale when I say inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Forgive our debtors as we forgive our debts. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive our trespassers. Forgive our trespassers as we forgive our trespasses. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for this opportunity. Thank you, God, for giving me the strength to show up and just be consistent and just show that, hey, I can be consistent. I can be consistent no matter what. Thank you for that opportunity. Thank you, God, for assisting and supporting every heart and mind across the universe. Thank you for helping me release this emotional eating part and sending it back to your light, which I'm aware of is connected to my biological mother because I'm aware that she was emotionally eating. Yes, I'm aware of that. And I choose to do something about that for myself. So thank you, God. I appreciate it. All right, join me on the next live stream tomorrow, 4:32 a.m. Central European time. We're gonna keep doing this work. We're gonna keep doing this work. And until then, remember, we love you. You are loved. God loves you. See you on the next one. Wow.